Hello everyone and welcome back to the SendouQ Season 4 finale. Starting things right up, we're going to be going to semifinals, Greenstar versus Celeste. I am a Glitch Cactus and joining me on the commentary stand is Guru. And how are you feeling about this semifinals match?
I'm excited to see if anybody... I'm not even worried about the set. Just can somebody today please take a game off of Greenstar right now? 15-0 through the round-robin round. So, they're just kind of skating on by against some tough competition. But Celeste looks to be the toughest team that they'll have to face yet. They have only dropped 4 games themselves, and 2 of those were against the Lion Pizza Chicken team that we saw almost able to score a reverse sweep against that team. So they're definitely seem like they're kind of heating up as the day is going on here, but they're facing a tough team here in Greenstar.
Yeah, I mean, Greenstar, like you said, didn't drop a single game, and I can't imagine that the sets had to be too extremely close. But Greenstar aiming to keep their win streak alive. Celeste hoping to knock them down a few, or at least take the set, which would be an amazing situation for them. Now, for those wondering, we will be viewing both semifinals matches, so don't you worry, you will not be missing any of this semis action for today. But the first map we're going to look at today for these two teams is going to be Umami Ruins. Like we saw before, Umami Ruins, split zones. You're gonna have to try to capture both at both of the zones if you want to be able to hold control. And a lot of teams are gonna often try to push in off of one side at a time if they can, taking control of that top mid area. What do you think these teams are gonna be bringing out?
It's hard to say. All these players are just so strong. I'm wondering if we are gonna see Atomic potentially on. I always think of Atomic as the roller, but that kind of shows my age there. I think they're more into squeezer these days, but we could hope for some roller gameplay. It's not out of the question, but I just think kind of the ledges here around top mid and stuff definitely could be kind of advantageous, or just being able to sit on top mid, just kind of rain down on anybody below. It's an intriguing proposition. Celeste, we saw Cam on the bucket earlier. It really seems like a lot of teams are rolling with a bucket despite the nerfs. So still very strong, even after the slight nerfs they got. Just, the buffs before that really seemed to benefit well, and people are digging it these days.
Yeah, absolutely. Those buffs, although slightly changing some of those weapons that we've seen, it hasn't stopped them from still seeing if they can work. I believe a lot of players mentioned that Slosher loses 1 to 2 sloshes. Squeezer, of course, a little bit of its range, a little bit of mobility, but it hasn't stopped teams from running those. The only thing I think we haven't seen is, unfortunately, the heavy edit that has gotten the most done to it. Made it, unfortunately, Pencil still one of the best cooler weapons to run. Something I am curious about is if any of these teams might switch off of Pencil, right? I mean, Pencil, although it is really good, Zap is also a great paint usage, and I'm not sure what other backline you could try to replace that with, but there's always options, even for not backline comps. I mean, we've seen teams run just pure frontline with a hint of midline in there, with whether it's a Stamper or a Blaster or a third option as well. I know Squeezer is still very popular. So these teams could be trying to look into taking something different as an approach, but we'll just have to wait and see as we're waiting just a few more players to ready on up.
Yeah, I feel like, granted I don't play Pencil, but I feel like if I were playing Pencil, this does seem like a harder map as far as angles to actually get picks yourself, but it is so easy to kind of just be on the edge of top mid when on defense, try to look for some picks, and then as soon as your teammates go down, you can just back up to the other side of top mid, be a safe jump, and still able to influence the game pretty well from there. We are actually going to see the red Pencil come out. You kind of mentioned maybe straying away from the Pencil. They kind of met you halfway there, going with the Zap and the red Pencil.
Yeah, Red Pepper's an interesting choice. It's gonna give you rain as a special, of course, a splash wall as well to hold off anyone trying to hold forward on you. And taking a look at Greenstar's comp, we are gonna see double midline, right? We're gonna see that vanilla range blaster that I believe does have wave breaker, and you're gonna have the foil squeezer bringing out screen as a good opportunity to kind of push in with that. Hold on forward. A lot of picks going down here, but it's going to be Celeste, though, able to get 3 players down on Greenstar and get back a couple more points. Probably switching over just enough for a lead as they're really holding forward here as Cooler has just popped out.
The aggressive strikes there by Cam, not finding anybody, but a situation like that where a lot of players are down, you've got to be aware they may just try to jump to that teammate. So if you can get a lot of strikes around there, you might be able to get some free kills. I like the risk there, but instead it is going to be greenstar able to start to work back in, but some trades going off. They are going to be able to get control of the zone, but it definitely seems like Celeste is not quite on their back foot now.
Yeah, Celeste is wasting no time going in. They're going to see the Decav get a pick as a trade, a little bit more holding forward. Phoenix here is going to be panning for that cooler, popping that right away for their teammates to come on in and be coolered up. Not have to risk too much about, going in and feeding in a little bit as they're going to do. Phoenix able to get 1.5, looking for one more on Zenith. Can they find it or will they find the jump? The jump instead will trade. One last player here is going to be Atomic getting picked off as well. And it's going to be these zones just kind of trading back and forth. Unfortunately, there's going to be most of the members of Celeste going down as Greenstar takes control of that zone again and takes back the lead.
That was an eventful life for an NZAP. We love seeing the cooler pop and then going into battle mode, but it is going to be getting the Greenstar now with these control here. They are going to back up and just paint over these strikes. Do they notice that somebody dropped on the left? They do, and they are going to take out Cam there. Unfortunate.
Celeste really trying to find an opportunity to go on in here. Atomic kind of holding forward. They get punished immediately. Although that made some players turn around. Gray finds another. A trade-off there goes to Zenith. And Gray's going to see if they can find another pick here. No, they will jump on out, staying alive. And right now, Celeste is in a really tricky situation on trying to go in. They're going to have Bubble get popped on Celeste. Unfortunately, Cam goes down to Atomic. Still trying to hold forward here. Down goes the Squeezer. A couple more points down to go, and Greenstar will have this game. Can Celeste hold on? No, they cannot. Greenstar securing game number 1.
Man, yeah. They are just proving again that they really are top team in this tournament, and it's going to be hard to take any games or sets off of them. One thing I noticed there, it's really incredible watching these top players and seeing, obviously their aim is great, their movement is great, but just, you see, the highlights, the kills, but just the way they're just so quick to disengage from situations. Like, you see that situation with Gray. There was a member of Celeste who was kind of in a bad spot, and then somebody was jumping to them. Rather than kind of be there and try to camp the jump, just put a bomb there, which wasn't quite timed perfectly, didn't get the kill, but Gray was already jumping out before that jump even landed. I feel like more players would be tempted to kind of, camp that jump, get the kill, and even if it potentially risks their own life. So just recognizing that, hey, this kill doesn't matter all that much. I need to jump back and get control. Just the way these players are so good at staying alive and just at the hint of danger, able to jump out and not just kind of chase kill. It's really incredible.
Yeah, the last thing they want to do is feed for picks, especially when they don't need to. I mean, Great jumping back there was perfect because they had so much control already. They were able to hold a lot of space, and they just played their range at the end too. We saw the members of Celeste kind of backed into a corner, just trying to find any opportunity they can to go in, but getting picked off from all those angles, all that range that they had on the side of Greenstar. It just made it really hard. And it looks like Celeste did come out with their counter pick. They are counter picking Crab Leg Capital for their next map they want to play on.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see if they decide to change anything up here, or just again going with what kind of worked for them. This map, I am concerned because it was Greenstar, I believe, that was rolling with the foil squeezer. So screen here, I definitely feel like can work well because it just covers so much of the part of the map you want to see, you know, the zones. So if you don't want to get damaged or affected by that screen, you really have to wait it out. And, you know, that's a free 10 to 15 ticks off the timer if you are just trying to play to avoid that. So that's something they kind of have to be aware of, is don't let that foil squeezer get in a good position to lock them out and extend the pushes further.
Absolutely. If Gray sticks to run that blaster, which they are, you're going to want to be so careful on those grates. As Mickey's actually going to play with a blaster of their own, and the Celeste comp switches to double strikes. Phoenix switches over to the end splash. Cam switches to slosher. We do have the normal pencil coming out on both sides. Both the blasters actually end up trading with each other, so the most of that range goes away. But greenstar again having that squeezer allows them to apply a little bit more pressure. Cam somehow trades off on the bottom there. I thought they were going to stay alive just a little bit longer. Yoshel's getting pushed back into a corner. Celeste's got some control. The question is, can they keep it for long?
Wow, I don't know how they managed to not get taken out by those Zuka shots and then able to get a pick themselves. So again, you know, Celeste looking pretty good in this early going. We see Gray just trying to make something happen, but it's going to get taken out by Cam. So again, these trades are just all going to be in the favor of Celeste right now, but we see now the members of Greenstar slowly starting to work their way in, get some pain on the zone. They are going to neutralize and flip it, so this game will continue on for longer.
Yep, it's not over just yet. Wow, a nice trade there. There's going to be a jump coming in there as Cam trying to find this pick on Zenith. It's not going to be successful. Gray gets picked down as the pencil finds a nice pick on Cam from the range. Greenstar's going to hold on to the zone just a little bit longer. Squeezer got a little overzealous there, gets picked off immediately. Mickey now is coolered up, trying to poke in the center of the zone. All they can do is try to bomb out and use their range to their advantage. Celeste recaps that zone, trying to find a pick on Cam. Gets a trade there as well. Just constant trades between both these teams. All it takes is just one bad trade opportunity where that trade turns into just direct picks, just like there with the pencil on pencil as Suzuka has to follow it up, just for them to just get a strong lead and a strong lockout.
And there is that screen. It's going to cause two members of Celeste to go to the left where they are able to get that pick, and then Cam able to follow up again with another nice pick on Gray as he was kind of peeking out a little too far over the ledge. So again, the penalty's already burned through for Celeste, so this is really going to be a hold here that if they can succeed in just holding this, they can win this game right now. We see Gray taking some damage as soon as he drops, going to get taken out. We see the Zuka able to find one, but now here comes the screen to kind of get in. We see the strikes come out, and it's going to be Cam getting taken out here, and just going to be able to flip it just in time is Greenstar.
Yeah, things got dangerous for Greenstar there. Celeste almost had the complete knockout, so they have a lot of good points to work with. But now the foot has flipped on over. We're going to see Greenstar have an incredible hold here. Atomic trying to hold forward and get a pick. It won't be successful. Playing a little bit safe here. Zuka will assist one by Zenith. Trying to find a couple more picks. Phoenix having to jump on back just to stay alive. Reset there as Greenstar has a really good hold of the zone right now. Strikes will come out. Can they flip it? It's not enough. You need more than just the strikes to hold. Two players will go down though for Greenstar. Whale and strikes will come on out, capping that zone for Celeste just as they wanted it. Jumps will come on in for that full cooler on up. Great with a nice pick at the edge here. Jumping on out just to stay alive.
Man, really well done. Gray getting the pick as soon as they jump in, and they're just getting out of trouble. But it's going to be you who finds them, finds another as well. And we see now pencils can fight too. They are getting the picks right now. So close to another. They'll have to just settle for an assist. And now the stagger is real. It is going to be Celeste with control right now. Just going to have to dodge these Zuka shots. And it's going to be Mikey getting a pick, getting another one. And Greenstar is not going to have enough time. And it's going to be Celeste evening up the set, taking the first game of the day off of Greenstar.
Wow, Celeste got to feel good after that one. You have ended Greenstar's perfect run and taking a game off of a team on their grouping that seemed to be undefeatable with a solid 15-0 record in the group stage, bringing it to a 16-1 now. Celeste was able to get the upper hand on that map. I mean, what an incredible job at that pencil too. Like you said, pencils can fight. They were poking up so much damage on those players and just putting greenstar in the worst position to have to try to come back in. And of course, Celeste with the victory specialist to kind of keep the remaining players away. Taking that game is a great way to start off this set. It's looking for your way to turn things around.
Yeah, so we wait for the first time today for a greenstar counter pick. Gonna be extra challenging now if you're gonna have to fight them on their terms. They are definitely unhappy right now. So unhappy that they're gonna take you off to Manta Maria, looks like, for our game 3.
Manta Maria zones, that's just pure evil. I'm sorry, but Manta Maria is an evil zone map to go to. You really have to have a spite against the other team if you're going here. So I mean, yeah, Manta Maria, 2 zones on each side. Really difficult, honestly, out of all the maps that we've seen thus far to have to cap. Especially just with all the different angles that you could come from, with the giant pillar of the boat in the center, kind of splitting it off. The grates in the bunker area where the pencils are probably going to have a lot of reach over. Blasters will have a field day here, especially poking around that pillar in the center. I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see if they are going to go with any comp changes and how these teams are going to play around this map, because zones in Manta Maria, not something you see every day.
Yeah, and maybe not quite Barnacle level, but close as far as difficulty on the retake. You know, that's just kind of hard to deal with. Any kind of backline weapon like a pencil, just kind of strafing around the mast in the middle. You know, you're not quite able to get them caught, you know, in the ink because they have the grates there, so they're never going to really be slowed down by any kind of ink at their feet. We're going to see the teams go out. We see Gray still on the range blaster. We see the oh my gosh, I'm seeing red, 2 red pencils.
Wow. I mean, Swap, this is incredible to see. I mean, Rain's such a good option, though. I can't say I blame them, especially with how large that Rain Cloud travels for and is in general. We are going to see Decav versus the Squeezer and Range Blaster for the max range next to those pencils, and both running Zap. Oh, there's the blaster pick, but nice trade off immediately. Trade on trade on trade happening in the center right now. Both teams fighting so hard to try to get that first cap. I mean, just constant picks going back and forth. I don't think a single player has stayed alive in the first minute of this game for that long.
Everybody is just exploding right now. What is even happening? It is going to be Celeste, at least the first team to really get a foothold and stay alive longer than 10 seconds. And the zone is going to be in their control, taking out 30 points before it looks like we are going to see Beatstar try to get back in here, dropping down with the Zuka. Somehow that didn't connect, but 2 members do go down for Celeste, and it looks like now they are going to lose control. So Atomic now just going to try to take this bunker area as we see Gray also pushing up. Do they know Cam is on this side? Doesn't quite matter. Is they're going to back up long enough? Do they want to get back in, or is Cam going to just try to set this trap right now? Gonna go, oh, no. Not quite what he wanted there.
Oh, it's so unfortunate. Nerves maybe got the best of them. Cam falling off that edge there. Mickey's going to be on this side, coming back right away in the center, diving back into the zone. Just the pop bubble goes down, though, to a mix of probably the rain and a couple other chip damage. Celeste now fighting to get this cap back and get rid of this penalty, although too much strafing, just too fast. Goes down to a splat bomb. Oh, and Gray gets a nice area of effect pick there. And they're really just going to put a wipeout here onto Celeste, pushing this counter as close to 0 as possible, and Celeste might not be able to find a way back in.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard. I mean, best you can do is just try to neutralize one zone to buy yourself some time. We see Cam trying to sneak on through, not going to be able to, and yeah, it's going to be greenstar. Potentially, yes, going to get the win here on their first counter pick of the day and getting the 2-1 lead.
Yeah, greenstar played that so well once they got back from that first initial defensive stance. just pretty much continuously holding Celeste in a stagger, pushing them further back. That was a great counter pick by them. They know that map better than Celeste, it seems, just doing a nice job with their subs, nice jobs with their specials, and coordination too. I mean, that poor pencil that we saw at the end there, just kind of trapped against the the wall and the fencing of the map, just trying to tap shot their way to at least a trade, just wasn't enough. Now Celeste is on the back foot, have to pick a counter map, and also putting greenstar in a position where they are one game away from taking this set.
Yeah, greenstar hoping this can be it and punch their ticket to the finals, where they will await the winner of Lion Pizza Chicken versus Moonlight. So hopefully it'll be Mako Mart that they are able to do that. But Celeste, you know, put up a fight better than any other team all day against greenstar, hoping they can keep this set going.
Yep, looks like Celeste, they're ready to go. They got Mako Mart as their map of choice. Nice solid zone in the center, a little pillow to kind of put a little bit of distance in the middle of it. Can't just run straight forward through it. The stacks on each side will be interesting to see how they're going to hold on. And also the alleyways, or as some people call it, the shopping aisles, because Mako Mart, of course, is your lovely Splatoon supermarket. You're going to try to sneak on through and find some players, you know, not ready for you as you're sneaking on behind them. So can't wait to see the weapons of choices. Will they stick with the double red pencil, or is they going to swap back to blue pen? What is going to be their choice for this map?
I don't think I've ever seen a game of dueling red pencils in just all this time of the game yet. You know, it's kind of rare enough to see somebody go for that instead of the blue pencil, but for both teams to choose that alternative, definitely interesting.
Yeah, I mean, concerning both pens, of course, the patch as well got a little bit of that painting nerf, that paint line. It's, you know, getting faster coolers on Zap must have been the ideal scenario for them. And Rain, of course, with that buff they got a previous patch where you could actually heal in your own ink cloud, is a really good option. So without further ado, let's see what these teams want to bring on out as we go on to Splat Zone's Mako Mart.
Yeah, and we see again the foil squeezer able to just lock out so much control. They are going to go back to the blue pencil, which means that Zenith is going to be supporting with the strikes from the Neo Splash. So we see just, again, just carnage in mid right off the bat. Not often you see a pencil be the first member to go down, but you know, the red pencil not quite waiting for farming cooler like they normally would. Gonna try to take a fight early, and it didn't quite work out for him. But we see it is going to be Celeste now trying to push back these members of Greenstar. Somehow that blaster just isn't quite able to find Smith. Wow, what a job just staying alive with all this pressure right now. It is going to be Celeste with some control right now in the early going, not quite able to take the quick lead now. It is going to be Greenstar now back in control, trying to just clear out some of these sharks.
Also doing also a good job at just trying to poke around for some of these players. I did notice that Mickey went for the range blaster themselves. If you can't beat them, you're going to try to join them. Although they are just getting... Whoa! What? I was about to say they're getting dog.
They're beating them.
I mean, wow. Unfortunately, Gray is going to be the one to end that reign of terror. But a double direct to hold that forward is an incredible job. Just narrowly keeping this game alive.
Oh my gosh, this is again just carnage in mid. These teams, they just get their cooler and they are all about fighting right now. There's just no fear with them. But again, it is going to be Greenstar with the control. We see Cam just trying to, well, not hold the plat. They're going to jump out. We see the cooler, and oh no, as soon as they get it, they're going to be taken out. Yosha really laying on the pressure right now.
Yeah, that range with the pencil is just so good at poking, and even enough to grab a couple picks. Gray is going to camp this ledge here and try to stop Celeste from going in for it at all. They're going to end up trading with the blaster. This is it. This is a chance. Celeste needs to try to go on in. They will cap the zone just for a second to add some penalty, buying themselves a little bit more time to figure themselves out here and find some footing, because Greenstar is all over this map. They're in every crevice you could think of, holding every position, just repeatedly rotating around as well, whatever weapons feel best fit. Celeste unfortunately still isn't able to keep all 4 members up for quite a long time, and just like that already, these penalty points counting down. Celeste running out of time.
Gray's just a menace right now on the ledge, keeping everyone back, which means they can't do anything to the zone. They don't have strikes quite ready yet. Kim's going to try to fire them off. They're not going to be in time, and man, Greenstar, amazing job there in semifinals. They will move on to our final round.
Great performance by Greenstar, locking out Celeste for so long during that game and really getting them into a stagger. I'm not able to have all 4 members up to come back in. Celeste, though, was able to take a game off of a Greenstar, something no other team has been able to do thus far into the tournament. So ending that perfect run for them, but nonetheless, Celeste did a fantastic job getting this far. Unfortunately, run ending here in semifinals, but props to you, props to both teams for putting on quite an excellent match.